Hi, friends. Jim and Tara here.
Hey, team, how we doing? Okay, show everybody where we're at.
All right, let me turn it around. So I'll start there. I can't see what I'm looking at. We're sitting on a swing.
Coming at you from Lincoln, Nebraska.
All right, say hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
All right, I'm just going to leave it on you. Go ahead.
All right, so let's talk about our day a little. So we actually, I think, last night we went to bed around, I think it was about 10
We're on a
o'clock.
rock and swing.
I think it was about 10 o'clock, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was about 10 o'clock, and we woke up around 6:30, so about 8.5 hours sleep. So our first good night of sleep since we left San Diego on last Thursday.
And if you're here, say hi.
And the mattress, upcheck, huge upcheck. We put a mattress pad on it, and we bought
That foam thing.
and a foam thing, and then we have weighted blankets. Which, if you've never slept with the weighted blanket, I highly recommend it. It's pretty awesome. So
Hey, Trish.
anyway,
Trish, look at his hair.
hey Trish,
Sorry.
how we doing? Yeah. So let's talk about our day real quick. So got on the road about 8 o'clock. And the first thing that we were looking for was coffee, right? And so about 10:30, we finally found. We drove through every cornfield in Illinois, I think, right? And before we even got to the freeway, I mean, we were like in the breadbasket of America. It was pretty cool. It was neat to see all the farmers out working in the field. I used to help out and do that growing up. And so it was a little reminiscent of that. Had a little rain this morning. The most incredible thing was the wind was blowing about 40 miles an hour all the way through Iowa. And it was incredible. Our coach, semi-trucks, people hauling trailers. I mean, it was hard to keep it on the road. And I was like old ladying it with the steering wheel, trying to keep it. And then, semis would pass us and their trailer would start to swing to us. And it was just, but it wasn't as stressful as yesterday. And that's just us getting comfortable with the coach.
Yeah, I did not have any panic attacks today, and I didn't cringe not one time.
And so we found coffee, and we got some breakfast, and we'll talk about that while we're doing that in a minute. And it was actually, what was the place? It was a little river town in Illinois on the Mississippi River.
Milan, Milan.
It was Milan Rouge, Illinois.
Not Mulan.
Milan Rouge, right? But it was this huge, I've never seen, it was like huge. It was so huge, it had a bar in it.
It had a full
line.
Bar.
The super nice lady was making my yummy breakfast burrito. And we're standing there, and I like went around, I'm like, that's a bar. Right? She goes, yeah, when I get off work, I can go right there. So, probably coincidentally, a lot of husbands shopping there. I don't know if there's a connection or not, but
Honey, I'm going to the grocery store.
Come home shit-faced again from the grocery store. So anyway, we ate our breakfast in in the parking lot of the grocery store there, and then got back on the road. Once we hit western Iowa, things started to clear up pretty quick, and then beautiful day, like you see, not a cloud in the sky. The wind died down, and so it was a good trip. So a couple things about the coach that we're learning about, some that we knew, some that we didn't, but we bought a 30-year-old coach. It's similar to buying a 30-year-old house, with the exception of if the house had wheels and it went on the road, right? And so the coach has been in storage for a number of years, not even being used. And so we knew, based on our research and just going on forums and listening to people, it's a constant maintenance thing with these coaches to get them to a point where everything's super reliable. And it's like a Navy ship. It's like a motorcycle. the more you use it, the more reliable it becomes, right? And so when we left Ohio, because I mentioned this last night, because the coach has been in storage, it had been winterized. And they do a mixture of antifreeze and water in the holding tank and then all the water lines. All that has to be flushed out, and then the tank needs treated. And so we haven't even done that yet. We're in the process of, we've started it tonight, so we don't have fresh water in the coach yet. So, you know, we brushed our teeth this morning with bottled water, right? You can probably tell we didn't shower today yet, right? And we're gonna use they have showers here at the campground, and we're gonna go take a shower and use those. The other thing we found out is the refrigerator is not working correctly. It's not holding temperature where it's safe to put food in it. So now we can't put food in the refrigerator, right? So we had to stop yesterday morning. That's why we went to Walmart. We bought a cooler, and now it's like we're camping, you know, in tents, right? So
except we got a really nice bed.
yeah, but a nice bed, right? And couches.
Yeah, the couches are really nice.
You know, so we have lunch meat and stuff for sandwiches and some stuff. And so we're really light on what we can do for ourselves right now. And even if everything worked, we don't have pots and pans, we don't have utensils.
And we don't have a lot of time.
We don't have a cutting board, we don't have a lot of time. So we're just kind of, so that's why today we thought about buying a Keurig so that we would have coffee, but then, you know, it's just a hassle right now. So we're kind of winging it a little bit. More importantly, the other thing that happened today, oh,
you forgot to talk about breakfast. You said you were talking about that in a minute.
Oh, that's why. So that's why we stopped and ordered breakfast, because we have a few things, you know. We have like some yogurt and bananas, and that's it, right? But like, I was starved today, right? And so I had a coffee headache, right? Because I hadn't had caffeine yet. So that's why we stopped. The other thing that was...
Wait, you gonna tell them what we have for breakfast? Because it was really good, and it was like in this. Okay, so I think it's important because in this grocery store,
breakfast food.
No, yeah, it was like a full sit down at Denny's breakfast that we ordered to go. That we sat in the coach at our table and ate. But Jim had this breakfast burrito that was like something that. It was amazing.
It was as good as a San Diego breakfast burrito, and I just chalked that up to Milan Rouge, Illinois. Right? So,
and then I got eggs, bacon, and hash browns and some toast, and the serving sizes were huge.
Yeah,
we're in Illinois.
You put on the feedback, right? It's the Midwest.
So anyway, it was just amazing because we were at the comfort food station, and then they had an Asian food station, and they had an Italian food station, and it's just so funny. And they're scattered around the store, and then this bar and a full sit-down restaurant in this grocery store.
It was pretty impressive.
I want one of those near us.
A lot of NASCAR displays, a lot of NASCAR Mountain Dew stuff too. Anyway,
okay.
So then the other stressful thing that happened today.
The heartland of food. That's true.
Yeah. The other stressful thing that happened today, and we're relaxed now because we have a way forward on it. The generator would not start today.
Totally true. I'll say what. So real quick, just Trish said. Trish is on. She's talking to us, and she said that the coach is huge and she'd be scared. Trish, I don't know if you watched our video from last night, but I swear to you, the first 15 minutes, I was about ready to go get a shot of Jack Daniels because I was like freaked. and then she's just laughing along with us. So anyway,
going down the road, it doesn't seem huge, but like maneuvering around this campground or in the shopping center parking lot, I mean, you have to go super, super slow. Take everything wide, and because it doesn't drive like the car, so the rear doesn't follow where the front goes. It cuts inside the front, if that makes sense. So anyway, we went to start the generator this morning.
If anyone else is here, say hi.
And it wouldn't start. And the reason the generator is important is because we have like 3-zone AC in the coach, if you will, and there's this huge.
I can't see your hands movement. I'm too close.
There's a huge compressor underneath the chassis in a bay, right? And it's what runs the AC. So without the generator, there's no AC. And the generator is also what would charge our batteries also. In addition to the alternator and the coach.
Hi, Mom. My mom's here.
Hey, Susan. Hello, Trish, by the way, too. So anyway, we're like, okay. The good thing is it was overcast most of the day, right? And so we had the dash AC on.
And it was chilly when we when we stopped at the restaurant.
52.
Or the
57?
Yeah, the grocery store. Yeah.
And rainy. So.
And I got out my Uggs.
Yeah, terrible Uggs. So anyway, we figured out, so now we're like, okay, the generator's not working. We know we're going to be driving through the desert, going to visit Tara's parents. We're going to be in Utah. You know, now it's an item of concern. Is this going to be $1 kajillion? What the hell's going on? And so we get to and so I asked Tara. She starts calling. There are people that make a living doing mobile home or mobile RV repairs. They'll go to RV parks and they fix generators, they fix plumbing, just whatever, right? So we call a couple different people. One guy's in the hospital, the other guy's not back.
Right.
You know, so no one's available.
Yeah.
So again, when you don't know what to do, when you have an RV, remember, I can be handy if I have YouTube, but I have no tools either. I have no tools whatsoever. And so what do? You call your salesman, right? So we call Mike, who's awesome, by the way. And we call Mike. We tell him what's going on.
He FaceTimes you.
He FaceTimes us. We go to where the generator is. We're showing him. He's like, go a little right. He's looking at the generator. He diagnoses the problem, right? There's
in minutes.
Yeah.
And we went all day without AC.
It's not operator error. There's a part that is just super worn on it. But essentially what it does is it affects how the fuel gets to the generator. And that part is not moving in the right manner. But what we did was...
I can't see your hands.
I'm too
close.
Moved the part and we were able to get the generator started. So tomorrow we're just going to zip tie it.
Duct tape it.
Duct tape it, zip tie it, you know, whatever we need to do. And then we'll have the generator running because the generator started, so we know it's good. And then we'll have AC. And then we'll get a permanent repair done in San Diego where it will be much more affordable to get that taken care of. But these are the things that we know are going to pop up. We got, coming here, we dumped tonight. Not took a dump, although Tara did, right? Going down the road again. Right. But
it's so bad.
We dumped this. We dumped the CHT tanks. Everything worked flawlessly, and then we rinsed everything with the gray water tank, which is the drains, right? And then now we filled up our fresh water tank, and right now we have water to the coach, and we have the faucets running, and we're flushing out the lines.
Yeah, to get all that antifreeze out.
It's filling up our gray water tank, and we're going to flush that. The freshwater tank is full, and we're going to let that slosh around tomorrow, and then we'll dump that tomorrow. So we're making progress, and we're learning, right? Every day has been an adventure.
But today, with the help of Mr. Wizard last night, Jim learned a few things. So setup tonight was actually really good and easy.
Setup was a breeze. I plugged everything in. And I didn't have power, but this time it was plugged in. So I was scratching my head. And then I went to our inverter, and there's 2 buttons I have to hit that I forgot that I did last night. But in all the stress and the PTSD that I have from yesterday, I forgot I did it. So, like, setting up tonight was like 10 minutes, where last night it was a shit show, like I said.
It was.
A shit show.
But this is why people have checklists.
Yeah.
You know, because you forget stuff. There's so much... little things you have to do. So what we've been watching, we've been looking at this for 2 years. So we've been watching a lot of YouTube, on a lot of forums, on a lot of, channels, and people make checklists for each person, and each person does certain things. And it's for when you park and also when you're preparing to leave, so that you don't forget to do something.
And you would think after researching for a number of years that we would have a checklist ready to go, but of course not. And this came up.
We sat down last night and I started to make a checklist. Guess what it says?
It says checklist. Literally.
I was so tired.
Just went to bed. But so, and I told Tara, I said, the first thing I want to do tomorrow is I'm going to check oil in the coach, right? And then we're driving down the road, and I'm like, I didn't check oil. I feel okay because we just got the oil change. So first thing tomorrow I'm going to do is check oil. And that's the first thing
I'm going to put that on the checklist.
That's on the checklist. And then the other thing today that was cool is today was also it was a good day for headlight use, right? And what I mean by that is, I am learning like the trucker light usage, right? So I pass the trucks and I turn on my blinkers when I'm ready to get over, and they give me a little flash of their lights, and I know it's safe to get over. And then I put my hazards on, blink, blink, blink to thank them. And then when they're passing me, flash my lights, they get over, they do their little trailer blink, blink, blink. So all day, makes my day. And then the other thing, we're coming down the road, and I told Tara, I said, there's another Prevost, right? There's another Prevost, and the guy flashes lights at us from the other side of the highway. We didn't even know it was a thing.
Tim didn't know.
I'm fumbling around, and I'm like, I'm like, yeah. So, literally, I'm not lying. So after that happened, I looked at Tara and I said, I don't even know where the bright lights are on this. So we're driving down the road. Finally, I figured that out, right? And then we figured out how to work, like the windshields or wipers.
So then, wait. So then I said, do you do that to every coach you go by, or just Prevost? And he goes, oh, just Prevost. So now we're Prevost snobs.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a thing. So anyway, so to sum everything up, it was a good day, right?
It was a great day.
It was another day of highs and lows, but again,
Can't see your hands.
Highs and lows.
His hand motions, man. I mean, come on, guys.
What we learned from all our research and watching videos and forums, you have to be flexible, which we were.
Oh my God.
You have to have a sense of humor, which we've been able to maintain. You just have to kind of roll with it, right? And you gotta figure it out, right? And so like, it would be very easy to go, oh, the generator doesn't start, and we'll just get to San Diego, and so
that didn't work for me because once the sun came out, it got hot.
Yeah. So again, it's just another day of learning, and again, we're better today than we were yesterday. Camp set up tonight went pretty quick. Right?
Yeah, it did.
And,
actually, it really did.
Yeah,
and I watched,
easy.
So I'm learning.
Yeah. So I walked Tara through everything. I showed her how to dump
I'm never going to touch the poop thing.
How to
unless I have to.
Right? And so that's kind of it. So tomorrow, we head to Golden, Colorado, which is just northwest after you go around Denver, and we'll spend the night in Golden, Colorado. And that's about another 700-mile day, I think, or something like that. Another 7-8 hours. Yep. We were on the road at 8 this morning, and we pulled in at 4:30 tonight. So that's an 8.5-hour day. And I think on the Garmin it said 6.5 hours, right? So again, we're learning.
Well, we took a little time in the fancy grocery store, and then gas.
But whatever,
I'm sorry, not gas, fuel.
It's fuel, right? And so, we're learning that you got to add a little bit of fudge factor in, which is okay too. So, we'll check in with you tomorrow. And,
all right, say hi to everybody.
Who's on?
Well, I'll go through it real quick. We know Trish. Hi, Trish.
Hi, Trish.
My mom and dad are watching.
Chuck and Susan. Chuck, hope your recovery's going well.
Yeah. Sherry Knight is watching.
Hi, Sherry.
Carol Cassidy.
Hey, Carol.
Your cousin Christine.
Hey,
Christine. And she's cracking up at us.
Yeah.
And Jeanette just logged on. Hey, Jeanette.
Hey, Jeanette.
All right. That's it.
So we'll be checking in tomorrow.
Oh, and if you come out and watch the replay, just tell us you're here and say hi. We love it. We're having a really good time with this. Eventually, we'll learn how to use the GoPro.
Yeah. That, and so now we're going to figure out dinner. So that's the next.
Hey, Jeanette.
And hopefully build a fire. But
yeah, because the people who were here last left us some wood and a paper plate to start a fire with. But we have no food to cook on a grill, and it's either sandwiches or go find something.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching.
God bless you.
Bye.
Have a good night.